You're right, guys. I finally made it. I'm on camera. They tried to keep me out of here as long as they could, but I demanded, or I'll sue them because of my contract. I am here today with Kermit.
The last minute stand-in caster.
Yeah, the last minute because a certain member decided not to show up today and perform his duties, which is very upsetting. Not like it's not I don't want to cast with Kermit, it just means that I have to talk more, which isn't my forte. But for this moment, I will try as hard as I can. We are casting. You know who's casting?
I don't know. Maybe it's Lowpander and ANTIC, I believe.
Lowpander, ANTIC, yep, that's who we're
Yep.
casting. I knew that. I was just making sure everybody in the production's on their toes. Got to make sure. It's been a long day. You know, they might be sort of snoozing a bit, so you've got to make sure that quick with it.
Got to be on it.
It's going to be an exciting game. I'm looking forward to it. Lowpander throughout the season have been pounding.
Yep. ANTIC just took a map off of 7.
Yeah,
so it was a very close map. It went down to literally the last second. But
yeah, it's Granary as well, wasn't it?
Yeah,
1-0, I think.
And then I think they got 4 roads in process.
Yeah.
But, you know, it was a map. It was a map.
Yeah, I think ANTIC to me, even from last season, they've always seemed to be underperforming. When you look at the squad, they've got they've got a lot of firepower there.
Yeah.
You know, I just realised I think I've got my headset on the wrong way around. Because I remember Wolf from China telling me to make sure that my speaker's not on the side that I've turned, but I've disregarded that, and I apologise. Please don't sack me. Yeah, ANTIC are sort of just a team that I feel like are underwhelming. They haven't been performing up to their standards. They've got some hard hitters on there.
They just replaced one of their scouts, though, didn't they? Because Potato's now at...
Yeah, but...
Who did they
Piscari, I believe.
Originally it was... I don't know. Who did they have? I don't even know who they had during the season. He was the original scout.
Yeah, he was...
Oh, but then AMS was scout for quite a while as well. They've just had a lot of roster changes.
I think it was Tiger at the start of the season.
Yeah, then he went to Arctic Foxes.
Yeah. So I think it's all sort of shuffled around to the point where we have no idea where people are ending up. It's just a circus in TF2. But that's like what happens normally anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of feel like they've kind of been underperforming to a standard that I think they can do. They've got Tom, who's a really, really good soldier, obviously playing with Champ GG, who got really far. Was it last season? I think it might have been the season before, actually. AMS as well was always like a consistent top soldier. Again, everything in that lineup seems like they would be contending for top 3.
They just seem to choke pretty hard, really. Hopefully
but last
they won't
season they
much.
finished what? I think it was like bottom 3 or something like that.
Maybe, I'm not 100%
I know it was quite low down, but for a team of that calibre, you would expect them to do a lot better. I believe the season before there were Thanks Nursey, and they had Ali and Tiger on it as well. So,
well, again, I think they were also plagued by roster issues because Nation was on that team, and then he got cut.
Yeah, it's just AMS.
And then
he just likes
just
cutting
AMS the
people.
snake. It's just
the only thing he doesn't do is cut himself, which he shouldn't do.
Yeah, that's a good thing, really. Yeah,
that's suicide. We don't.
We don't endorse that here.
Yeah, that's not. You should. Everyone needs to live a happy life. Just reach out and touch me if you need any help. But yeah, I always find, as I said, they're a bit underwhelming. However, Lowpander on the other hand, now. Last season had a really good run. The season before they were a little bit shaky. Yeah. But they picked up funds. Yeah. And now they have been absolutely pounding. Like
they like, especially as mr.epic themselves here. Like, is that the first time a Russians come to LAN? I feel like it might be.
There was, well, if you're going back in time to an age where 90% of our viewer base weren't born because they're all 12. Yeah. There was Rubicon who made it to this LAN. He was very Russian. He plays his Overwatch now, so he's dropped his standards. But yeah, I believe these guys are very well organised. I mean, they didn't do a Shadowburn where they waited to get a visa a week before LAN.
Yeah, they planned this.
They planned this for quite a long time.
Planned that months
so you've got mr.epic, who's on LAN ping.
Yep.
And one thing that I'm like really, really excited for, maybe a little bit too much, is Ubers. Because Ubers pounds.
Yeah, he does. Regardless of like the map, the score, he will pound.
I think I remember there was I think it might have been a 7 last season, maybe the season before. They played on Granary, and like his damage per minute was like...
I think that was this season.
Like, it was like nearly 200 more than like the next person. Yeah. And it's just like, that guy is sickening. Like, I haven't seen him yet.
Yeah, and all he does use the banners a lot. I don't know if he uses the actual buff banner to buff his stats, but He does use the conch an awful lot, and the battalions.
Viaduct. Oh, this is going to be disgusting.
The Mr. Epic sniper. This
oh
is
my goodness! I have played against them on this map like a few times last week for the Weeb squad because I've defected from normality as a human being, and I'm now a big fan of anime.
Unlucky.
And on this map, it is sickening. It is the most frustrating thing because funds just pounds. Mr. Epic just pounds. So you've got, like, you jump into them, you're just going to get fragged by a scout. You just get meat shot as soon as you jump.
Yeah, and then Mookie will just jump behind and make all this. That's like the thing that team does. The soldiers make so much room for the scouts that like they could just do what they want. Funds and Mr. Epic will just pound because they have unlimited space.
It's kind of weird because the season before they had like a few upsets, but they never really sort of performed that well. I mean, they did well for the first season in Prem anyway.
Yeah.
But this season, I think, with the inclusion of Funds, who's, I'd say he's probably like one of the best scouts in TF2 at the moment because he just completely, I don't think he's like, he always has an insane KD of like 35 kills, 12 deaths.
Yeah.
Like every single game.
Yeah.
And it's possibly like, they're just like bees, they're scouts. They're just like wasps. They just get in your face and like you're trying to wave them out and they just keep on hunting you down. It's like, no, go away. But they're still hunting you. They're like rabid dogs. It's
rabid dogs and bees.
Yeah, rabid bee dogs.
That's a killer combo.
Yeah, that is a disgusting
killer
combo. That is going to be the new Sharknado. It's going to be killer bee dogs.
So would they live in a hive as well? A hive of bee dogs?
And the big dog size as well.
Oh, that's a large hive.
Dog-sized wasps or bees. Whichever one's more lethal. I believe wasps, because bees just die.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, wasps can keep
get
going.
A bee yourself in chat, please? That's important. So yeah, this is going to be really, really tough for ANTIC, finding out that they're going to be playing on Viaduct because Mr. Epic just body shots everyone when he just wants to make you really, really sad and quit the game. If he shows mercy, he'll headshot you. So when you die, you at least go, that was a sick shot.
Yeah.
Instead of going, oh, he just body shot me. What a scrub.
I know that ANTIC did play against Ascent earlier on this map. They did okay. I think it was 2 each, but good team captain Smeary forgot to set the config, so it just timed out at 2. It was 2 each, and then the 5 minutes expired. No idea who would. I don't know what the time was at, but so they did okay. They were 2-0 up, and then I don't know what happened. They choked or something, and it was 2 each with Ascent.
It's ANTIC, you know, they're going to likely, you know, choke themselves like asphyxiation. But yeah, this is going to be, I don't know what the second map is yet. It'd be interesting to know. We'll find out, I guess, when this map's over.
Yeah.
But I really, oh man, I feel sorry for ANTIC already. I feel like I need to go over there and give them like a hug in advance and just whisper it's going to be okay, pat their heads.
I don't know.
I mean, they could obviously surprise.
Yeah.
But
just depends on how well they shut down the soldiers.
Oh. We've got an updated news.
news.
Smear's keyboard has broken. You know, if I was Smear and I was looking on the market for a new keyboard and I was wondering if someone reviewed them, I'd visit youtube.com/WARHURYEAH/subscribe for your peripheral reviewing needs, especially keyboards. Make sure you check that out because if Smear might just come over in a moment and ask me what I prefer, what I'd recommend. Although I don't even think he subscribed, so maybe not.
He could do.
I'll make sure I'll get onto his computer and sort that out. And maybe subscribe on Twitch as well. I'm sure he leaves all that logged in.
I know that there is an abundance of gamers over near him that aren't playing in the actual tournament right now, so he should be able to get a keyboard off of any number of people.
I've seen them, they're quite burly guys. You know, they've got quite a bit of physical prowess to some of them.
Yeah, but it's like Spud's there. We can just steal his.
Yeah, but Spud would probably just be like.
Oh no, his is broken as well. Actually, the cable that goes in, if you move the keyboard at all, maybe not Spud. Maybe we'll try.
Alright, never mind.
Turbo Monkey.
Well, I'm sure they'll just find someone that's not at the desk and just unplug it and just take it, replace it with his. Just go around, look for someone with the same keyboard that's not at their desk, unplug theirs, plug Smears in, just walk off. No one will know.
They would just assume someone's brought, like, you know, their own keyboard.
They'll be like, I'm sure my keyboard was working when I left my desk.
Maybe they just got his LAN. Someone spilled something. Who knows? Who knows?
Didn't see anything. but you know, there were some people hanging around, but they were just admiring your keyboard. They didn't touch it.
Yeah.
Mookie's warming up on Sniper on the pre-game. That's another thing as well. There'll be maybe some off classes. I know he runs heavy a bit on this map as well.
Yeah.
Ubers sometimes swaps to Scout. I can't recall.
You can play Scout pretty
but
well.
Yeah, I mean, Scout is just DM in it, so you know, it's not anything that's real to it.
Yep.
I believe there is a countdown for it, which means the game has begun. We have begun this game, which is ANTIC versus Lowpander in Viaduct. It is going to be possibly a slaughterfest on Mr. Epic. I hope not. I hope it goes all the way. I hope there's a 15-minute pause as well to you know, really pad the time as well to keep everybody going. I've forgotten that I'm not actually using my computer to observe. I fixed that now. Hilldrift has gone for a slightly faster rollout, so it's actually going to take a little jump to mid. There are some soldiers. They're looking to be bust the flank. They're trying to take out Mookie. He's just ended up surfing away. Mr. Epic is actually sniping. He's on 18 HP on balcony, so they have actually shut him out quite a bit. And Lowpander have been forced back just a little bit. I think at the moment, though, ANTIC are just sort of trading sides. The point is pretty much in Lowpander's favour, and Mr. Epic does get a dome, and Funds gets 3 frags this round. So he did a good job. There was a moment where they got Mr. Epic shut out, and they didn't follow it up, which I really do think is probably a bit of a mistake.
Tom was primed. You could see him standing there just on like the connector on the left side, right about to jump, and just got instantly domed the second he peeked out.
Yeah, the saving grace is that, Serotonin did survive. They have popped Uber really, really early, so this is actually going to be quite interesting. Crayon does pop, so they do get the force off. They're trying to get Serotonin out. Scrab is being left behind because Serotonin was launched into the sky. Starts to get taken out as well. There's Potato with 2 scouts that are going to be flanking and trying to get a fight on the side. Mookie does come in and help. Tom's going in for the flank for the connection. He does take out Mookie. Funds is with him as well, so they're just pressuring at the moment. They do have a frag advantage, and because they don't have the middle point, they do have the spawn advantage, but Mr. Epic does take out Scrab. And Funds as well. He's on a 5 kill streak. I expect that to be at least 20 frags in a row after this round, knowing him. I mean, he's quite high in the scoreboard right now. Mr. Epic is still sniping. There isn't enough class response from ANTIC at the moment.
The one thing that just they can't get to Mr. Epic, that seems to be the problem. They aren't able to get behind right now. Hopefully they'll be able to jump from left side now. We'll maybe get AMS is right in. AMS is on to Mr. Epic and takes him down. But they do lose Tom in return. Oh, AMS on to Crayon.
AMS is, he did quite a bit of work there, but everybody, considering that Crayon was out, everybody was still sort of stuck with the remaining players. So I kind of feel like AMS' work was not really sort of being acted upon there.
There's no full advantage for Lowpander there. I don't know what happened, but
Serotonin I think got forced in that engagement as well. There is a force from Scrab as well, so that is, again, a moment that's going to be saved. AMS is sitting on cliff by himself. Funds goes for him. Good shots from AMS, does take out Funds. For those that aren't aware, if you don't control the middle point, your spawns are faster. AMS goes in for Mr. Epic, does take him out, so that is a sniper out of play. With the spawn advantage, there is a 2-player advantage for ANTIC. Tom is sitting on the point by himself. There was a shovel attempt. The meme spoon was brought out. DD5F. I don't know if he's here or if he's just sitting on the piano because that's what he just loved to do. I saw him there and he's just been there for about 2 hours. Anyway, Scrab goes the point across. Hildred does take him out with what I would describe as a sticky trap, but he just had him on the floor. Scrab just rolled over them. Doesn't know what landmines are. Never mind, but there is actually some time going for ANTIC at the moment, so they got 10 seconds.
Yeah, so Mookie bombs in right onto Serotonin. He goes down to Serotonin went down about 5 HP.
It was a good surf, but unfortunately, there's going to be scouts that are going to be firing from halfway across the map because they able to collect the flag. Ubers is on a 6 kill streak as well, so he's also banging out the meat for Lowpander. Everybody for the moment, they just seem to be going for Crayon, but Scrab was incredibly weak, AMS was incredibly weak. That is a 9 kill streak for Ubers, so he has, I don't know what he's done. He might be completely drunk because he's Russian. No, he's Latvian. Same thing, practically. Sorry, they're not the same thing, or I apologise for that stereotype. Smear's trying to go in through right side on main. He's just dishing out some damage. Mr. Epic looks to be getting a little bit more aggressive with Sniper at the moment because they've got a lot of time. AMS does get onto Crayon. Crayon serves it really well, gets onto China and absolutely saved himself there. The Ubers at the moment is completely in favour of Lowpander. Serotonin does sort of edge his way in as well just to keep the heals on if they want to try and go for a suicide, but AMS is actually doing a really good job of getting into the Lowpander players. There just seems to be no support from them.
Oh, here comes the meme. Oh, the meme shot was very close on to Serotonin there. end up dropping down to 30 HP.
Yeah, there is overtime at the moment, and there is some cap time for Potato, so the Ubers have been exchanged, and again, there is going to be a spawn advantage for ANTIC during this. AMS is all the way behind near Lowpander's cliff. He's now coming in, he's trying to get onto Crane, just launch a rocket off, he's just buying some time. Mr. Epic is still sitting on China. AMS gets a rocket off on him, but he's not able to finish him off. So that sniper is still in play. He's going to be a bloody menace, he is. Funds is sitting onto Smire as well, he's just trying to shoot him down. Ubers comes across as well. Wham bam. And that is the first round. Only 2 minutes and 19 seconds from ANTIC, and Ubers with a kill streak of a number so high I can't even count it.
Yeah, I don't know if he was just playing very smart. He was just playing close to heels for the entire round there, really, and there was nothing that could be done about it. He would just sit there, and he would just sit on 185. No one could get close to Crayon there. Yeah,
they're doing a really. It's so well worked, because it's like no matter who they try and go on to, they're just protected. They're all in like a little pocket. Every single player for some reason. They know who they're going to go on. That person just stays alive for when it shouldn't happen. I feel like they need to be doubling up the aggression with the soldiers. We've got AMS who goes in really deep, gets a rocket onto Crayon. Ubers is sitting up on balcony though, waiting for Tom to go onto him. Both of the soldiers do go in deep together. They take out Hildren, but that is all they're getting at this moment. They're literally throwing everybody. They got Mookie as a consolation. Potato gets funds as well, but that is a wipe. That was honestly, that was read like a book. Ubers was just sitting on China. As soon as Tom jumped around, it was just like, "Hello, my friend. You come to my China, I shoot you in the face." That's my Latvian impression. I
don't know if I'd say it was accurate, but
you wouldn't know. Do you know what a Latvian sounds like?
Yes, my first team, I had 2 Latvian players on it.
Shut up.
AMS has just bombed in and got absolutely nothing. Mookie is very low on the right-hand side there, but I think that was just from him jumping himself. Smeary goes down to Ubers.
This is what I would say, call it a suicide wave, but it's a suicide wave. Oh my goodness. It's a suicide wave where everybody just goes in one at a time and achieves nothing. So I guess actually it is a suicide wave, but you're really trying to get a force and a medic. Crayon seemed absolutely, I think he went down to 100 HP. He's literally just jumping around everywhere. I think I've got him in my fantasy team. Oh, I've got Serotype. Damn it. Anyway, so it's going to be equal Ubers for this. There's Uber. Serotone's incredibly weak though. I don't know what's just happening, but I've got a pipe. He is forced to use the Uber early. This is not what they want. This is definitely not what they want. Crane does Uber in reply. The Uber for ANTIC has already expired. Scrab gets taken out as well, so all they've done is...
Yeah, Uber's just sat on top of the cliff there, on top of the rock above point, and just denied every single person that tried to get up on the cliff.
Disgusting. He's on 4 DOMs at the moment, and my goodness, AMS is now with Mr. Epic. He serves out the air shot. How dare he? That's not very nice. Spoils it for everyone. And there is actually a little bit of some follow-up aggression. Scrab is left alone though as Mr. Epic gets a headshot on Serotonin. Crane is the one that picks up that frag, injects him with an overdose of heroin, and that is all it is for him. He's just going to be spawning up in 1 more second. Potato has gone sniper, so they've identified that they need to do something different. So the old Patat, he's gone for them at China as well. It's going to be a sniper versus sniper duel. Mr. Epic is sitting on to China as well. Going to see if he's going to get any sick frags. Nah, it's just a picture, mate. Your computer's not frozen. Try to go for a body shot on funds. It's not happening at the moment, so there's not a lot going on for these guys. They're still running a sniper, but when you want a sniper, you kind of have to get the frags. Or you just, you know, pretty much just being a bot at this moment in time. There is, however, a flank bust from the soldiers. AMS has gone scout as well, sorry. So they've got complete control of the flank. Mr. Epic is on cliff. Tom has jumped in, taken out as well. Uber's on a 6-man kill streak with 5 DOMs at the moment, so he could even get 6 in this game. If that is true, I will eat a delicious meal. And Uber's, that's a 7-man kill streak. This is absolutely sickening. I might vomit. This is
If you
disgusting.
do so, please move your microphone away first. I don't think anyone at home would really
I'll put
like
it
to
near
hear
my
that.
throat so everyone can hear it climbing up. This is... I mean, I did say it was going to be in Lowpander's favour, but I thought Mr. Epic would be the one that would be bringing the pain. At the moment, it's Uber's. Funds is just... Oh my goodness.
Is that a default win? But I'm very sure that if you look on the right-hand side there, you can see 3 scout icons for Scrap, Potato and AMS.
I think
someone
Potato
forgot to
swapped out
back.
when he died,
Yeah.
I'd imagine. That's the only explanation I can come up with. Admins, can we please get somebody on that and dish out an appropriate punishment. As ANTIC do get some time now onto this midpoint. Anders going in. He's trying to get some spaghetti out. Mr.Epic shows no mercy. He's not having any of that pasta. And Potato's going for the hero play. Smear jumps in as well. That is 2-0 for ANTIC. This is going to be a quick game if ANTIC do not start coming up with a reply. I mean, the good thing with Viaduct is, like, technically you're never really out of it. There is no garbage time to say.
Yeah.
You can always claw your way back into the game. Everybody and ANTIC, I really do feel, just need to show up a bit. Everything just seems to be so uncoordinated, but I guess they didn't expect Ubers to just pound this hard.
Yeah, he has been absolutely destroying this whole map, really. And the fact that there's just been no real ability for anyone to get onto mr.epic, it's just the map control is just completely in Lowpander.
They just seem to have everything just completely nailed down and ready. Potato is sitting up and shining at the moment. Actually, no, he's not. He's on the window, actually, underneath the cliff. Mookie, he's the one that jumps onto the cliff for ANTIC, and he gets Scrab out pretty much straight away, and Potato is just being harassed. This is what ANTIC need to do to mr.Epic, but it just doesn't seem to be working. Mookie goes behind, he's getting 2 frags now, picks up Serotonin and Smear, and this is just... they're just being torn apart. I feel like everything that ANTIC has sort of tried at the moment has just been kind of like read and countered. There is actually a moment where both scouts are sort of going aggressive. Hildrift at the moment, he is taking a 1-on-1 fight with Scrab, loses it, sucker. Scrab maybe in a little bit too deep. He's going to be chased out by Funds. And for the first time, this is actually going to be a close moment of the game.
Yeah, like the pressure was on there pretty good onto the Lowpander side, but I don't know what would you say that they really need to do to just make sure they can keep the point here? What can ANTIC do to... oh well, they have just been rushed pretty hard. Serotonin going down to 50 HP. No, he's out. He's safely out.
Actually, they're doing quite well. They've cutted that Uber really well. No one's died. Smear has, never mind. He's ruined that. But regardless, this is what they need. They need to actually get some solid time at the point. They saw the Uber. They just got out. They baited them in really, really hard to see if they just keep on overextending. And they have done. Ubers has gone from 5 dominations to 3. Cut this guy. There was nothing more than 3 rounds, in my opinion. Mookie, he goes in for a skip jump over the rock. Tom is launched in the air. There is no air shot. He didn't go for it. How dare he? Arms does get the frag of Mookie in return, but there is a lot of time and a lot of action going on to the point now. Smear does jump in and gets a pipe onto mr.Epic, so that is the sniper threat nullified. There is 80% Uber advantage for Lowpander though, so they're going to be feeling pretty confident. Potato, he's going to have to come up with some fat shots. He's moving in forward. He's having a peek for spawn. Body shots mr.Epic, but isn't able to get the frag on. It's some double ice. Hard scoping. Ugh, what a disgusting cretin. He's been
fighting alive?
Oh. What is this?
If he'd managed to get anything there, I probably would have just
I-ring him. Yeah, I would have just left.
Yeah.
Just walked out.
Yeah, passed over.
I'd probably given him a juicy big kiss because that would have been sick. Anyway, there is some time on the point now. Lowpander getting a lot of aggression. Smear does jump in, but he jumps in alone, so there's no backup with him either. Tom and Ams do follow up, so that just seemed to be like a desynced bit of aggression there. There wasn't really like any real, I don't know what the word I'm looking for because my vocabulary is limited to that of a 5-year-old. But it just didn't seem any urgency with that timed aggression. Smear just goes in and both scouts are just sort of looking at him, beating on him like a piñata. He wasn't able to do anything. Is this going to be? There's just going to be for an Uber trade. So they do take 2 scouts top left. They do take out Funds. The Uber is traded. Crayon, however, he's moved a little bit too far forward. Hildrift was actually not far behind it underneath Cliff. So the Uber advantage that they would have had with this has actually been taken out. Smear hits a good pipe onto Ubers. Boots be taken out as well. So this is actually a comeback from ANTIC. They could very well start getting around on the board. They're doing really, really well on shutting out the rest of the players. The good thing is that Crayon does survive. So it does mean that the Uber advantage isn't going to be absolutely massive on ANTIC, but I expect to see possibly a non-Uber push from them. They do take out Potato, so the sniper's been taken out. It does mean that mr.Epic will have pretty much free reign. Just sitting on China at the moment, just having a little look around with the zoom scope, and is also pressuring now. So this is the exact same thing that they were suffering from Lowpander. They're just turning on the other side, but mr.Epic is a sick frag onto Serotonin. That is what they needed. I believe that might have been a drop or a 99% drop
It was
or
very
an 80%
close
drop.
either way.
Yeah, it was very, very close. Do you like my observing? This is what I do. I just look at flaws.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's like my photography. I just take pictures of my feet. When I observe, I just look at the sky.
I think Scrab's on a pretty big kill streak at the moment. I think up to 7, I think.
4? Well, yeah, I guess it was 7 at some point. Funds, he's going to go in through connect to see if he can get any pressure onto him. He does hit a headshot on someone. I believe it was Hildrift. So Hildrift is kind of weak, but it's not being followed up. There is a headshot exchanged on both scouts and both players. Scrab to start moving forward, takes out Mookie. He's actually on an 8 kill streak. Sorry, I can't read. So I do apologise for that. Potato, he's going aggressive there, going for the huge block of the point right now. It's 70% for both medics. Smear, he is caught in. He does get a pipe into Hildriff as well, and oh my god, they've actually, oh my god, Smear. He takes out another person, and this is really, really, really critical. Funds is going to Serotonin, takes him out as well. So Funds does save it, but the saving grace from them at the moment, because Lowpander did cap the midpoint, that everybody from ANTIC does have the better spawn, so they're able to just start capping the point now. The only person that can really contest this is mr.epic. I'm sure he can do it. Didn't even try. You know, no attempt.
Yeah, there was nothing they could really do towards the end there. Like, if they'd maybe stayed, they couldn't have stayed. They were damned if they did, damned if they didn't. They couldn't stay off the point because it went to overtime. They'd have lost. They go on the point. They will lose their players, and they just have to hope at that point. There's nothing else they can really do.
This is good from ANTIC. We've got a closer game now. They've really started to work out what all the issues were. They seem to be a lot more aggressive. They're not really sort of giving Lowpander any space. You know, they're not sort of just sitting back waiting for Mookie to jump and to get a first pick. They're just going, you know, let's go balls deep, trade the frag straight up. And we're going to be going to the 4th mid now. I believe both teams are running sniper again. Can't see Potato because my HUD's broken. Pearl, please fix. At the moment, however, there is a pick from each team. Ubers gets taken out as well, so there's some aggression coming in from Tom. He's going to go into Hildrift. He does take him out. It's going to be Tom, Funds, and mr.epic remaining. Crayon has hightailed his way out of there, but Hams is on him in spawn. He takes him out as well, so he chases down the medic. Serotonin is still alive, so there's going to be a 60, well, a fat full Uber advantage for him at the moment. So AMS, he is, you know, he's bringing out the pasta, the finished pasta that everybody knows of. You know, he's like,
yeah, first he seemed to switch to scout just because it could have been the first signs of tilt, but no, he is actually doing. He seems to be doing a lot better with Potato and the sniper and Arms on scout.
So it's not the ravioli give me the formula. It's Miss Arms doing as much pasta all over the enemy team as possibly can. He's just sitting onto Cliff at the moment as well, seeing if there's anybody going to start jumping. I believe Hildrift is using the loose cannon, so that is quite filthy. You know, yeah, he is. Get him out. The Uber has been popped by Serotonin, so they do get a force off. That's a bit sloppy, to be honest. I feel like Hildrift got in really deep when he really shouldn't have been able to. But regardless, anyway, they've still got a minute advantage, pretty much. And yeah, things are starting to sort of slowly whittle down. Ams, he goes in a bit too deep.
Yeah.
Tom, he's going to go in and jump in at the moment as well. He's gone behind everybody on Lowpander. Is he going to be able to get onto Granny? He does. Smear goes in with him as well, but I believe it was Funds that takes that shot. Potato gets a good headshot onto Mookie, and he drops down to go for a hero sniper. mr.epic takes him out.
Yeah, I think that was a bit going for a bit of a moonshot there for Potato. If he'd hit that, that would have been the, to quote Drac, it would have been the ice cream on the cake.
He would have. I've seen him hit those though.
Yeah. He did, if Potato, once he starts hitting shots on Sniper, he's insane.
Yeah,
he's incredible.
There is the Uber popped out for both sides. ANTIC really do favour going up from Cliff and just Ubering the scout through. Seems to be the safest option where they can just get a trade straight up. It looks like Tom's going to go aggressive as well for the flank. He's just take out the health pack as well. So he's going to be trying to go up through Cliff. Smear does jump in and takes out Crayon, so there's no heals on the side of Lowpander at the moment. Hildrift gets popped up, he surfs onto the rock, so he doesn't take any more damage. Serotonin does hightail his way out of there, so he's going to have a decent advantage going into their next push. They probably, I predict, I can feel it in my waters, mr.epic's going to drop him.
Yeah, we're going to have maybe a bit of sniper v sniper soon.
Here we go. Watch mr.epic. The drop's going to come. 3, 2, 1. 1. No, it's not.
1.
My prediction was wrong. Actually, it was right.
Well, to be fair, it wouldn't have been a drop. They are only 80% Uber. It's a massive advantage. Big advantage right now.
It was a hazy prediction.
Yet to spawn.
My prediction and analysis is based off absolutely nothing.
Mookie on spy, is this just a check, or is that...
I believe this
could
could
make
be
a play. Yeah,
a spy play, as I try. Yeah, it is a spy. We have got the Spee. He's been able to wiggle his ways around behind. He has uncloaked. He sees Serotype doing it, and he takes him out. That's a backstab. Medic is dead.
And he gets scrub as well.
And he gets out. He is out. He can continue on his espionage. He's going to be able to kill Potato. This is going to be a 3-man on spy. It is. I predict a 4-man because Smear is weak. And he gets him
hits
as well.
him with a spy crab.
Oh, no.
Just to add insult to injury.
Oh, he's doing it again.
That was a 360 spy crab. That was pretty impressive. That's a level of play you just don't really see anymore.
I have not seen a 360 spy crab before. That is a treat. He is showboating and he's going back to spawn to swap out.
Yeah, and then the timer's just running down for High Panda right now, or Low Panda. I always get those two mixed up. So, a minute on the clock for ANTIC. Is that a bit of a sniper duel from China to China there?
Oh, Tom, he tries to go in and kick it, and tries to get onto Mr. Epic, but Ubers and Funds just sort of completely throw him off. Potato does get the frag onto Ubers as well, but at the moment everybody on ANTIC are just being picked off one by one. I guess this was sort of like a slow, non-Uber push. But you know, nothing good came from that. Mr. Epic is he was looking at connectors to see if he could get any cheeky frag as people tried to move their way onto Cliff. Doesn't seem like that's going to be happening. He's going to be moving back onto China now as well. Just taking up his normal position. The Uber has been popped straight away. Potato gets taken out, so that is their sniper taken out of the game as well. There's 30 seconds, give or take, remaining for Lowpander and ANTIC. They're going to have to start doing something. They need to be creative. They need to go back to what they were doing the previous rounds, where they were just completely out-DMing them. But at the moment, they're just once again feeding into Ubers and Funds, I feel. There doesn't seem to be that matter of urgency. Let's go balls deep and get some frags, boys. It just seems to be going in one by one. There's going to be possibly the last moment of contention from ANTIC. Serotype is already weak, so this is not good at all. Tom gets taken out by himself. Scrab does as well. Potato does get kill drift, so it's going to be pretty much all on Potato and Smear. Smear gets taken out, and it's going to be AMS, Serotype. They're going to have to start getting onto the point. The only good thing is that they do have some cap time on it, so it is going to be remaining in overtime. AMS versus 4 people, question mark? No.
He stayed alive for an incredibly long time there. I don't actually know how he managed that, but in the end it is.
There's 3-1. Viaduct goes to Lowpander. A result that I expected. Commiserations as well for ANTIC. They did actually do a good job in the remaining 2 rounds, but it was just a little bit too little too late. I feel for the first 2 rounds they just never showed up. It wasn't until the last 2 that we just had that they actually sort of started playing, but towards the end I kind of feel like they lost creativity. They didn't really do the same things that were winning them the previous round, but oh well. There is another map remaining, but every map is very important for ANTIC, I believe, at the moment. I don't know where they sit on the tables or the brackets, because I'm ignorant.
I don't know either. But I think ANTIC have now, I only think they've only won 1 map so far, and that was the one against 7. And I'll be honest, I think this is this the very first game Lowpander have played?
I don't think so. I'd imagine they played some off stream.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Did they lose against SN? ANTIC. Did they lose 2 maps against SN?
I don't know. I know they PCW'd them, but I can't remember if they actually. I don't know if that was if they've actually played a group.
I'm going to use my personal computer that I have in front of me. Hello, everybody, by the way.
Extreme.
To use the. Let me have a look. Let me just go to comp.tf for all of your Team Fortress facts and information on competitive TF2.
Well, I am.
We have logs.
Logs.
Show us the numbers. I am ready and prepared. Who has the fat DPM? Mookie does with 357. That is a high number.
No flame, but that is. Mookie must have been doing.
Funds with 28 of 14. Again, a sick KD. What I'd expect from Ubers.
24 for 9. That's impressive. Now what?
27 assists. How do you even do that?
27% heals on scout. That is quite a high number. I would,
how do you even get 27 assists though?
That, but I guess if you just chip shot everyone from
I guess so,
across
but it has
the
to be
map,
like
you will
significant
get
amount of damage, doesn't it?
Yeah, that is insane.
That is a large number.
Yeah, then Mr. Epic.
Of assists. I
just sitting in the back. He went 19 for 11.
Yeah, he didn't really do it. To be honest, I'm quite surprised that they do stick with Sniper throughout the entire game. I mean, I guess if it's working for your team, it's working for your team.
Yeah, because even if he's not doing damage, he's still shutting down areas. Like people, if he's sitting on cliff, people can't push the connector area. He will be watching.
It's the body shots as well. It's tilting, you know. Yeah. It's very, very frustrating to play against when you have to deal with being body shot out of the sky and losing all your momentum every single time. So, yeah, that's must be heartbreaking sometimes. But Crayon sitting on 4 deaths as well. He played very well. He kept himself alive, but I feel like his team did a really good job of keeping him alive.
Yeah, 4 deaths in it was only 20 minutes on Viaduct, but you know, 4 deaths in any game would be impressive. But on Viaduct especially, where it's literally just deathmatch, that's incredibly impressive.
Yeah, so it's really, really good performance from Lowpander. I believe we are going to play Badlands now. This should work in ANTIC's favour, I feel, a little bit more, but what do you think?
Badlands, like the mids kind of can be more dependent on your soldiers, and a little bit more depends on how good. Well, we are talking about top level demos. Like if they're fast, they can usually shut down any aggression coming from underneath or for like either train. And then if the soldiers bomb there, they're gonna get. Well, actually, either soldier on either team is gonna get demolished, I think, by the scouts if they try and jump like at all in the mid. It's going to be interesting just to see. I know that a lot of teams seem to be running with playing underneath on point recently. I'm not a big fan of it because it's very easy to counter. But
my Ubers could be quite influential on this map, as you mentioned. He uses a lot of banners as well. Yeah. I like watching Ubers because he's a very sort of team-orientated player, but can also bring the frags as well. He sort of does what needs to be done for the team, runs the banners when he has to, you know, plays very selflessly, which is kind of what you want. He doesn't necessarily just sit there and tank all the heals all the time. He does a bit of everything, and I think that's kind of like,
when he needs to.
Yeah, I feel like that works a lot well with funds as well, because he is the pocket scout, I believe. So
yeah,
it means that he can tank more heals, and when you've got a scout that will just tear everybody in the nans apart, you kind of, you know, need that to be a bit more. You've got someone that's very reliable in cleaning up your damage when you jump in. So I feel like maybe this map will be a lot better for ANTIC. It will probably have to be a lot better. Having a look at their results, actually, yeah, they've only played 1 game before this against 7. So
yeah,
it's not completely over at this. Oh my goodness, CompTF uploads all the results live. That is nice. I like that. I was like, what? These are already done? Wow. I think Mook, what's their team name on this goddamn thing? Lowpander, they beat No Input quite comfortably across 2 maps.
I had a quick look at the logs there, and as you were saying, Ubers, he was pounding in both of those maps. He absolutely destroyed everyone.
It's just one of those things. It's just a natural sort of way of life, I feel, for Lowpander. Funds will pound. Ubers will pound. Hilldrift doesn't really do much. I don't mean that in a bad way, but he's just very stable.
Yeah.
He's very, very no
He's not. He doesn't stand out. He just is. Yeah, it's like he's consistent. Yeah. That's I'd say the.
It fits
the best
with the team. I feel very perfectly because he doesn't need all the hills. Like when I play demo, I have to have all the hills.
Yeah.
And I make sure that everybody on the teams, you know, they're like, please, can I have an Uber? I go, no. Just get back. Yeah. Get back. Don't heal that soldier. Don't give him a flash. Flash me. I'm important here. I need to look good when the logs come around. Whereas Hilldrift is, again, he's also very selfless. He just sort of does what needs to be done. A bit like Ubers, and he does what, you know, he has to do to help his team win. He doesn't really. I mean, he's very, very stable and very, very consistent. He doesn't really disappear in many games either, but he understands that he doesn't have to be sort of like the front line from the team. And you know, there's no point. You don't want to sort of congest the heals. You don't want to sort of put too much pressure on your medic by constantly spamming E over and over again.
Shout out to Cadis.
Yeah. So you know, they've got a very, very good, I feel, well-worked roster. Do you think they could win I-61?
I think anyone could. To be
like no input?
Very semantic, but it's possible, yeah.
Do you think top 3 guaranteed?
I won't say guarantee, but I can definitely see them making it there.
I think guaranteed.
Like, yeah.
I feel like they're guaranteed.
Well, I think what other, I don't know, would maybe say Seven and Swift, maybe definitely. Then the third spot.
Maybe, but I kind of feel like they could better.
I'm wondering if Lowpander have some strats, you know, some land strats.
I feel like they could.
I hope they have. I really hope they have.
Swift are quite a bunch of emotional
Banny
gamers.
will actually have it like workable ping now.
Yeah.
With playing with him instead of his 180 or whatever.
Yeah, but
he was the thing is, what's I think remarkable is the fact that he was still doing like consistently well with 150 plus ping.
Yeah, but Banny's the best. Well, he's the second best behind Muzel.
Oh yeah.
No, obviously. But I kind of feel like Lowpander have a play style and stability, and they all seem to be kind of like good friends of each other. So it's like, if something goes bad, they don't seem to be like necessarily the team all the time to go, oh, team.
Yeah.
Why? Yeah. Being really stroppy or rage quitting PCW, Samsky. They just seem to be, chummy, good friends, and just sort of making sure that everyone's all chill and everybody's having fun. So yeah, I kind of feel like that's what is going to go into their advantage, and I feel like when they play Swift are kind of like a very, very emotional set of gamers.
Yeah.
They've got quite a few gamers that are subject to, calling people idiots, getting very, very on tilt, and I feel like Lowpander are the team to do that. So
definitely.
I kind of feel like if they were to play against each other, Lowpander would probably best them. So I feel like
if they get the tilt, if they can get the tilt going, then definitely.
I mean, if you think about it, right? If Mookie backstabs like Samsy, or Bandy, and then does the 360 spy crab afterwards, I mean that's gonna
backstab someone else and kills it.
That's
gonna be tilted.
That's gonna be like a stake for the heart for Banny. That is gonna be like, bad manners.
It's not the 6v6 that.
This isn't how you play the game, you idiot. What are you doing? Jesus, go play Highlander. So yeah, we're just waiting for all the gamers to get onto the server. There's 11 people on at the moment. Everybody from ANTIC are on, ready and waiting. It's Lowpander that are forcing us into this rather large session of shit talking, as I struggle to find things to look for. However, everybody's on the server now, so we've got 12 on. We should be going into Badlands pretty soon. Who do you think's going to win?
I don't know. I want ANTIC to win.
I need
but that's
an
just
exact
score line.
with the team. I need to know who wins and an exact score line.
4-2 to ANTIC.
4-2.
Yep.
I'm not going to pick one. I'm going to bitch out. So I reckon Badlands seems to be pretty slow.
It'll be Badlands.
Badlands. If it's Badlands, I feel like it could be quite slow. It might see like maybe.
It's kind of the same like with old Granary. It could be like an absolute roll or just a complete stalemate.
Yeah,
which is weird. Like the new Granary seems to be even more stalemate. It's probably better to play, but it's still more stalemate than the old one.
Yeah, that's a good point. I feel like the flow of the map means that it's not necessarily in yard all the time.
Yeah.
But it just seems like pushing last is still a little bit too difficult.
Yeah. Even with the cap point change, it's still.
I feel like for this map though, this is probably Badlands is probably one of the most stalemated maps. I feel still.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw at Rewind, where there was that absolute snooze fest.
Yeah. I think that was the time when and then Stark runs out onto Spire as Spy and backstabs the medic, and then I think they still didn't push out from last. Yeah.
I think as well this was last season in High. Weeb Tunnel Tactics played against, I believe, the Frenchies, and this map, I think it ended either 0-0 or 1-0, and then they played like a 30-minute golden cap as well.
Yeah, in the playoffs. I think we did a quality cast of that. That was not enjoyable.
Some people, I've heard as well that during that game, those that are watching it, the population decreased by about 10 people because they couldn't make it through.
Yeah.
I certainly didn't, but I managed to find comfort in my own home to stop me from doing that. But this could end up being a very, very slow-paced game, or it could be a roll. I kind of feel ANTIC could do it, so I'm going to go 2-1 for them. I kind of believe. I don't know why. I think it's just AMS, He looks like
the AMS factor.
He looks like he's 12, and when you see him smile, like, oh, he's happy. It's like it's like you're just like giving him a new bike for Christmas. It's like, oh, thanks, Dad. going to take my stabilizers off? No. Anyway, we're going into Badlands at the moment, so we are starting with the second map. It is ANTIC versus Lowpander. This is going to be a must-win for ANTIC at the moment. They are tied, took one map off 7, so getting a map off these guys as well will certainly put them in a good position. Lowpander, they've won their last series in a complete clean sweep, so they will hopefully be making it a clean sweep for this one as well. As both their men go to mid. Smear does get a lot of damage on Hildreth pretty much straight away, forcing him to sit and choke, and he's incredibly low. He's 22 HP. Funds does take out Tom. Mookie gets taken off as well, so that is a trade on 2 players. But Hildreth, he's still incredibly low. Funds is completely outside the mid. There's now an arrow coming to Hildreth, but they lose it. Funds was completely out of it. He was like 4 HP.
He was in resupply, yeah, he just ran.
Hildreth was just sitting
and
what
happened,
on like
Potato
5.
did chase that frag and he kind of gave up the high ground a little bit just to try and secure frags.
Uber's happened as well. He gets 2 frags as well, so he's also completely pooped in the party for ANTIC. Ubers are sitting up on balcony at the moment. I imagine it is Uber versus Uber. Everybody on ANTIC is already setting up for the last point because pushing out, what's that? We don't do that in Badlands anymore. This is about just sitting onto Badlands last and just waiting for the...
Ooh, I'm liking this choice from Potato to run the Scorch Shot. No one else seems to do it, but it's honestly an overpowered weapon.
The Scorch Shot
damage isn't that impressive, but it's got AoE, a projectile, like, you know, it'll hit people twice.
It knocks people back as well, doesn't it?
And then it destroys stickies, which no one seems to ever know that it destroys stickies. It's unbelievably good.
See, I prefer the flare
Actually,
gun
I shouldn't keep saying this. Valve might get rid of it. Oh, trade for it.
There is a trade in lobby, so it's Ubers versus AMS. They both in take each other out. Potato is peeking aggressively in top lobby at the moment, trying to actually no, sorry, that's sorry, he's changed position. He's now in main. Funds does play on the point. It is, I believe, it's the quickie bombs from Hildreth as well. So they get so much time onto it, and they do cap it.
Oh my Lord,
so the quickie bombs, it looks like Hildreth took a leaf out of Smear's book. Was it a page? It's a page.
Well, yeah,
page out of Smear's book.
Yeah.
What's the leaf metaphor? I can't remember. Anyway, so he runs a quickie bomb launch, he destroys all the stickies on the point, and he just plays the point. So it's a good push.
Good use of
from
unlocks.
Lowpander. Good use of unlocks. Yep. So it is 1-0 as they go into Badlands. It's going to be mid number 2. I feel like on the mids they need to be a little bit more committed from ANTIC, because I feel like if they were more committed on that last mid, they would have just won it completely. Because they got so many players incredibly weak at the start. But we'll see if they do anything different. Smear was a lot quicker than Hildreth. Hildreth was a little bit faster this time. Serotonin is getting heavily spammed on. Oh my goodness, he's incredibly low. 35 HP. Tom does jump in and take out Hildreth, so that is no Demoman. Potato goes in for shithouse and is a heavy on mid. The poop comes out. Potato takes out the poop. He shoots the poop, so the poop can't shoot. And Funds is going to be hightailing his way out there. Mr.Epic gets out as well, so he gets taken out as well. So they do keep the medic alive, so that is a good mid from ANTIC. The heavy surprise.
Yeah, that was one thing I completely forgot. Like, I know Mookie off-classes a lot. I forgot that he will actually just go heavy to mid.
He does it on Reckoner.
Reckoner, I was about to say. That, I don't know. I've done it myself, and somehow it works incredibly well, especially because someone, Mr. Slim, unbanned the Natasha in 6v6. That weapon is just ridiculous. It's awful to play against.
Thanks, Mr. Slim.
Thank you, Slim.
Yeah, really appreciate it. Thank God we put the Natasha in.
We do have Mr. Epic on Sniper. I don't know how he's up on top, right?
We've got a $300,000 prize pool because Valve were really happy to put the Natasha into the game. Smear is running the quickie bomb launcher as well, so you might see another reverse point play. It'll be interesting to see if they suffer from the exact same thing. You know, succumb to their own strat. I believe there are some players lower left. Mookie's just spamming it at the moment. Yeah, there's AMS and Potato, so I believe we might see a point play. AMS goes in to try and spam out Mookie. Potato does get onto the point. He does get onto it. Do unfortunately lose 2 gamers, but they do get a force on Crayon as well. So that is a very, very, very good play from ANTIC. They get some time on it. They force the players to drop down onto the point to contest it, and it does force Uber out for Crayon. Now they do have an Uber advantage. I don't know if they're going to fully commit to this. I would really like to see him do it. So you have the full advantage. You might as well do something with it. They do have some spawners on the way as well. Hildreth is down in 10 more seconds, so they might just opt to retake the Spire and just get ready for a full-out push at last. I was very impressed with that push. That's made me very, very happy inside.
Yeah, shame it failed. It was, well, we do have all classes instantly.
Oh, I heard a banner.
Yeah, I think
there is a banner. I believe it is the
Defender.
Whose is it?
Battalion's backup from Ubers.
The Battalion's backup, it is from Lowpander, so I believe Ubers was running that. There is a lot of frag coming out. AMS went up into the top of the point, so this is absolutely amazing from AMS. He does so much work. Tom does walk into the point afterwards, but that was really, really good. AMS just sort of jumps up on top of the point, goes into the rim, gets attracted to the light because he likes moths, and everybody just ended up falling for the bait. And everybody just ended up collapsing onto the point, trying to take him out, and everybody else on the team just ended up following up with some sick frags. So that is 1-1 now. My prediction is ready. Just watch. They're going to cap the next round, and we're going to be sitting here for 24 minutes doing nothing.
I hope not, but I know it's entirely possible. But my prediction of 4-2 is still entirely possible as well. Let's just hope we get it.
Yeah, there's Smear. He goes for the faster ride out through House Hill to sit on the balcony. Tom's going straight onto him, and because he was low, he just takes him out of one rocket. Tom, he gets the frag onto Funds as well, so there's 2 kills for him. Crayon as well, he's the last man standing. Is Tom going to hunt him down? He does, he smells the blood, but Crayon, he kills himself. You didn't have to do that. The family loves you. Come on. You're better than that. There is a full ad for ANTIC. This is the aggression. This is the, you know, the real, like, I don't know, they've got that killer instinct back into them. They've got the, you know, they're playing how they should. AMS jumps in, takes out the Pyro as well, so there's just 2 remaining players as they're pushing them to last. This is absolutely brutal from ANTIC. They are tearing them apart, Lisa. That is a well-worked push. This is like one of the good things with, you know, they've got the momentum on the side, so they could even just like keep on going. Like there is it's going to be interesting to see what Lowpander do in response to this, because now they're going to be sort of on the back foot. They're being sort of smacked around the face with a massive hammer, and ANTIC just seem to like not want to let up this aggression. I really hope they do take the same thing going into the next mid. Actually, whilst I do that, let me just check to see if there's any crit streak surprises. No, there is not. They're both running normal medigun protected. Just check and spawn for that as well. Oh my goodness, my Q and E buttons make the camera go up and down. This is amazing. This is an observing gold mine for me. This is Ubers. He does jump in, but he gets Goomba stomped by Tom. Unfortunately, he wasn't running the mantra, so he doesn't do any damage. Ubers does go from Valley, jumps onto Serotonin. Serotonin serves the rocket, jumps onto Hoodoo and goes into that side of the house. Potato, who was sitting onto the point. Tom goes in and he gets demolished. He gets absolutely torn apart.
And Serotonin does get out. He's still got 55% Uber. Hopefully they'll have, if they hold lobby for a little bit just to try and delay them, they should be able to have Uber for last. And then we'll get to see a steal bait.
I don't think they necessarily need to. I like to see AMS. I think he's going to go for some aggression. This would be good. I think there's a moment, there is a window at the moment where you can go in and get a force or try and get a frag.
Oh no, he back spawn. I was about to say, if he stayed in forward spawn there, he could have like had, that was an amazing potential for harassment, but he just decided to play it safe.
Go for the safer option.
Yeah.
So it's another last hold at the moment for ANTIC. They are sitting 2-1 up versus Lowpander. The previous game being Viaduct. They lost, unfortunately. Lowpander taking that 3-1. And is going to be sitting on top of the point, just hiding in that rim. Ubers has spots him. He throws a rocket, hoping that it will destroy the glass, as it should. But unfortunately, this game is not realistic enough for some people. That's why they've moved to Overwatch. They're going to go for a top right push. Mookie was the only one that's going in. He's going for the sentry, I believe. The sentry at the moment, I believe it was just even taken out. No, it's just been, it's just sitting there. Just still sitting there. Scrab says, I'm moving this. He moves it, and he swaps the scout and destroys the sentry. I believe they're going to go for a push out.
Yeah, quite possibly. There's stickers on drop down.
This is a rarity, everyone. Take a photo, because you may not see this again, as we have a team pushing out from Badlands last. AMS does go in, but it looks like it was just for a suicide play. I actually kind of like that. That wasn't like a full committal. Like, once they saw and identified that it's going to be really difficult to go into this, they just sort of go, yep, let's back out, let's leave, just throw someone in to die, and hope that we can finally get something out of it, if anything. There is a lot of pressure at the moment coming in from main, from Hildreth. Is he running the quickie bombs? He is, so he's got the quickie bombs at the moment. It might be a point play. Funds just go through lower left. It wasn't being watched. Funds just get taken out, but they do get a quarter amount of cap time onto that. And Mookie, he just walks onto it as well. Oh my goodness gracious me. That is a disaster. Not even bottom left was watched, but obviously when you put some cap time onto the point, any player that goes on it afterwards, the announcer doesn't tell you that someone's getting on the point. So I can only imagine that everybody on ANTIC experiencing the bug where if you sort of, you know, midway through or alt-tab, you lose the control points. Maybe they need to reconnect, who knows? Or maybe they're just dumb. They're not dumb, I'm sorry. Please don't watch the VODs, ANTIC, not Flynn. Not Flynn, a really frail boy. I get intimidated with just words alone. Anyway, so this is going to be mid number 4. Your predictions could still go correct, Kermit. Mine has been completely ruined, but I predicted this anyway, so it's fine. There is a bit of a joust at the moment going to mid. No frags happening immediately. Mookie does get taken out. Tom does take him out in the trade. Tom, however, is incredibly low. He does get arrows, so he's going to go through shithouse. He does jump around and connects to the wall, so he doesn't get the full length of it. But that is more than enough work because Ams does follow in as well. He takes out Hildreth. Ubers is just sitting underneath the point. This team is, this feels like completely different from the ANTIC that we saw on Viaduct. On Viaduct, they seem to have some ideas, but ran out of them quickly. At the moment on this, they seem to be filled with them. They are, you know, doing the big, swole brain plays. It
looks like they want to contest Spire though, yeah, Mookie jumps out.
Yeah, Mookie does, that's a real good job. They do, the Ubers are equal.
That is a lot of cap time on Spire though. They'll have to watch. Like,
it's going to be really difficult for them to do something, but a push that I kind of like doing, which will probably not work because I'm not good at the game anymore. But if they ever wanted to try it, Ams just go for I really like this. They're literally trying to do plays across the map. They're seeing 2 solids through Valley to just try and get a pick on the flank. So they're being proactive. They're moving around the map. They're trying to go for different things. They're making plays. They just need to do this constantly. They just apply pressure over every single point of this on this map at the moment. Ams again, he goes for the same thing. There is a spy. He launches a rocket. The spy has been uncovered. Mookie has to run away. He's on 20 HP. He's probably going to go back into support and swap, I imagine. But Ubers, he gets taken out as well. So they know they pretty much have a 2-player advantage because Mookie was spy. It'll be... I want them to do it. Just go in. Just go for the push. I believe. Ams, you were the chosen one. You were the one that was going to lead us from the darkness of 7. Just push, I know you want to. Whenever I played with you,
he's speaking house super aggressively. He's like, it looks like he's wanting to make maybe some play from Haunter.
I think that's like the good thing and the bad thing about Ams. The good thing is that he always wants to do something. He's always looking for opportunities. Mookie goes in for the flank and takes out Ams. However, he does trade his life. But yeah, Ams doesn't necessarily play like a standard pocket. Yeah, he likes to move around the map, which is good, but also sometimes not so good. From playing with him, it's really annoying because it's like, you know, you'll be pushing in, you'll think, Ams is behind me, he's got my back, bro, and he just sort of appears over your head, he just flies off into the distance, and you don't see him for 5 minutes. It turns out he timed out then. But anyway, he just sort of overextends in some places. But, oh my goodness, I thought we would never see the day. Was he just checking?
Yeah. I'm very sure we've got a banner here for Rivers. He's on Battalion's backup and seeing his overheal going over 300.
I wanted to see the Am Spy. I remember casting a game of his when he was in Sunshine, and he played Spy so much and got a total of no frags, and it was absolutely...
Oh, Mookie's on Spy. He's actually making a play. Oh god, they're Spy checking super hard. They're just spamming.
They are spamming everything. They are letting no corner go untouched apart from the corner that Mookie seems to go into.
Yeah.
Because he's made his way onto slope. Seratone's in a really good position though. He's on the balcony, but it does drop down.
Yeah, this is going to be... Someone from Lowpander's going to have to make some sort of a play right now to just kind of distract from Mookie. Like, as soon as he defaults, he's going to get spotted out.
He's going for it. He's got Serotonin in the sight. He's juking him. Serotonin sees him. And he saws him. He saws him. I'm funny. Anyway, so that is a 2-player advantage though for Lowpander at the moment, so they're going to be seeing if they can just bust their way through choke. Ubers has been left high and dry for choke at the moment. He's just literally waiting for an arrow. Smear does get caught out. He's catched too much spam. I believe this is going to be a solo trade with Scrab, and it is. So unfortunately though, they have been forced to sort of flash the Uber. Are they going to hightail it out of there? I would really expect them to, unless Ams can do something. Tom is sitting on balcony. They're going in, so they are committing to this. This is going to be really risky, and it looks like it is. Tom does go in through house as well, but unfortunately they're just going into the meat grinder of Lowpander, and it doesn't work out for them. That was brave. That was, but You know.
Yeah, it looked, I don't know what happened. Like, they had the Uber on mid. Scrab was sitting there very far forward on his own with his medic. I don't know what happened that actually made them flash so much.
I think they were just going for a trade. The position that they were in.
But then instead of being a solo having the better Uber, they somehow just flashed like 2 other people.
Yeah, I also don't think that the spawns were in their favour that much to do that, because they would kind of need their soldiers to be there as soon as the Uber end, where I think Tom was just sort of still in house. There is a battalion's backup for Ubers. So they're going to be using this little bit of tankiness that they get with it. Funds to sit to the point. Mr. Epic does as well. And that is 3-2 for Lowpander. There is still plenty of time. There's actually, no, my HUD's broken.
It's 16 minutes.
There's always been 16 minutes and 29 seconds. In fact, there is still now. If somebody could whisper into my ear how much time is actually left on the map. I'm waiting for that whisper. Not the chocolate bar. A whisper of information. 16 minutes
and 25. Yes.
Oh, the time stops.
Yeah.
Yes. I didn't realise that. How do we manage to stop time now? This production, they know no bounds. Not only can they make sick HUDs, they can also stop time. I've stopped aging for a bit there. Wish it was forever. Ubers gets onto the point really, really early. Buys his team a lot of space. Mookie does jump onto the balcony as well. Ubers is there to support him. So that's some really good soldier combination play that's going on at the moment. Ubers is sitting in house. So they do identify that. Are they going to go straight over the point? Serotonin takes a fight with him, but Funds, he was sitting into the valley. And he just goes up slope and he just 2 shots. Serotonin out of the game. That is 2 players remaining. Are they going to go for anything? Well, I mean, Scrab was like 10 HP and so was Tom. So.
Yeah, that was a nice bait, at least from Tom, to get, like, they just baited Ubers in, like, pushing into him, and then Scrab at least got, you know, something out of it.
It was, that was a very, very convincing mid from Lowpander. I like the double soldier aggression as well. Oh, Carton's on the big screen. That's a really old team, that is. The control point is being captured. Better than that. Anyway, Ams is going to go through drop down. Don't know if he's going to go for a play. He's just gathering information.
Oh, we've switched up the roles apparently. We've got Scrab and Pyro and Potato Engine now. Let's see how the sentry positioning does differ. Let's see how this works out for them.
Scrab, what is he running? He's not. Standard flamethrower, shotgun. He's got the power jack as well. Again, there's going to be a lot of point play, I believe. Mr. Epic, he does seem to be going for it. He does bait up the sticky, so he does get enough time in it. He's sitting above the rim. He's going to fall for the point again. Crayon has gone a little bit too deep, though, so he's definitely balls deep committed into this. Oh, my God. He takes out Scrab. Crayon. He does die to the burning flames. It's Hildreth versus the world. Serotonin does chop him up into bits with his saw. But, oh, my goodness.
Scrab actually managed to get like pretty much 3 people there.
Yeah, but he lost a 1v1 against a medic.
He'd already taken out 2 people though. He took out a soldier and a scout.
Huh? You can't lose a 1v1 versus a medic as a pyro. No, pyro's an OP
Mr.
class.
Epic with a Machina sitting at choke there.
Yeah, maybe. Ubers is going to go for the defensive spire. There's 2 scouts sitting on it. The Uber does come out from Serotonin, so they do get a massive advantage. And it looked like everybody from Lowpander completely forgot about the 2 or 1 Uber sword that he completely gifted to Serotonin, and they get cleaned up. Ubers does go for a little bit more contention as well. I believe Funds looks like he's trying to go through behind. Mookie does take out Serotonin, so that is without the medic as well, but that's just merely equalised things just for a small duration.
Is chasing pretty hard.
Funds is behind though. I don't think they notice. He's starting to back up. Is there anyone that's going to be sitting on to mid that's going to be able to contest this?
No,
it looks like they just decided. Oh, Hildreth. What the heck? I think he just. How did he kill someone with that? I think he just threw out some pipes and Potato. Showing that his brain is also made out of potato, just stands still and just takes it. Always knew he was a vegetable. Now it's just talking to Ams. Oh, I like this song. They're still showing the same video on the big screen. That's so funny.
Got a push though coming out. Serotonin 40. He's only on 40% Uber.
I was distracted.
And then Ubers just killed Scrab and Serotonin while Mookie picked up Tom.
What we're doing?
It's really hitting pipes at choke. He does hit a load of damage.
Choke, though. I don't know what their plan was. I mean,
Potato's hiding on their mid. Funds somehow didn't spot him underneath there. It is a bit dark, but let's go on the Potato cam and see. Oh no, Ubers knows.
I swear, every time Ubers launches a rocket, it's like
it's going to hit something. It's
like
a Predator missile.
They're always at your feet. You know, you just. I'm pretty sure that when I see him, he's not going to be human. He's going to have like, he's going to be like the Terminator. Like half of his face will just be made out of metal. And he's just constantly looking for air shots in real life.
Well, that shouldn't we ban him from TF2 then for being some form of bot?
Maybe, but
yeah,
I don't think that's in the rules.
Uber comes in through main onto Ubers and Hildreth.
Yeah, there is a good Uber push from Lowpander at the moment. However, everybody on Antic is still alive. Amstel's still to the point to stop anyone from capping it. Funds is incredibly weak. Where we've got mr.epic and Ubers that are going to be moving behind the point at the moment. This is looking pretty good for Antic. They just need to make sure that Serotonin stays alive here so they can push out. However, Tom does crater. So this is going to make it pretty much, it's going to be kind of impossible or very, very risky if they're going to start pushing out from last. They don't have all their gamers up either. There isn't any sniper or off classes for Lowpander, so that is the only thing they've got playing it. Oh my god, Hildreth, he's playing 4-dimensional chess. However, oh, Mookie, he jumps in, gets 3 frags. He's going to go into Serotonin as well. Potato is there to keep him alive. Funds is moving through top lobby as well. He does get the force off, so this is a really, really good play from Lowpander. My goodness, and maybe they were playing 4D chess after all. I thought it looked like they were going to be playing tiddlywinks or something. Funds is getting to the point as well. This is an absolute disaster from Antic. Serotonin's going out for his Uber, so he's going to need to get some frags with this. Potato sits on the point as well. This is, oh my goodness.
Serotonin!
Oh my god! Oh my god. How did that happen?
Oh my god.
That is absolutely disgusting. I don't know who's playing what game at the moment. I mean, I'm sure they're both playing TF2, but
yeah, there's some serious.
There is Minecraft, the card game, in the card game area. One of them are going to be playing that, but that was sickening. The jump from Mookie as well was just grotesque, and that last was just filthy. My goodness, this is absolutely amazing. They do sort of, they're contesting this really, really hard. For Antic and for Stay. Did you get the Uber off? However, Ubers is just sitting to Spire. Is anybody going to attempt? Is it add 5? It's add 5, but Ubers is going to go jump for it again, but unfortunately does get taken out as well. So that is 2 frags for Antic at the moment.
Yeah, but Crayon did actually just juke Ams unbelievably. Wait, mr.epic's behind on sniper?
He's going to get edge.
No, he doesn't go for the glory. Yeah, Crayon did live, like he did manage to somehow escape AMS in a 1v1 situation, so I don't know if that's worse than Scrab losing the 1v1 earlier.
Was it like a proper dirty juke that Crayon did?
He just bunny hopped away basically.
Oh. I don't like it when they do that. It's really sort of...
Yeah, it's quite annoying when you want to shoot their feet and they're already in there and it does nothing.
I think like whenever you're chasing a medic and you don't hit them with like your first 2 shots of whatever class you are, I kind of just give up.
Yeah, you just at least feel like you really
I'm not going to hit anything else out of that. If I don't hit
it's just going to be embarrassing after that. Like,
I'm not going to try, like, I'll just sit there, throw 4 pipes, 8 stickies, completely miss him. So at the moment it's Uber versus Uber, so they're both equal at the moment. Going to be looking hopefully to see Antic go for some plays. Uber's a sit. Oh my goodness gracious me. That was really, really, really close from Ubers. He was like 2 HP and he does just sort of get out on a...
Mookie gets the backstab onto Serotonin. He just walked right up and he gets out again.
That's twice he's done that. I didn't even see it because I was too busy trying to be funny.
And now he's back spawned onto Soldier. They now have full advantage as they walk into mid.
That is what they needed at this moment in time.
Smitty gets the drop onto Crayon with a sticky trap.
This seems to be like the common thing now. You just put stickies on the actual like the metal part of the point.
Yeah.
You can put it just below it and they're pretty well hidden.
I think it was further back than that. I think it was like on the train or towards the shadows.
Coordinate where his corpse is. I still can't guess. Anyway, so whatever Mookie's just done, Smear's just completely ruined it. Yeah. Antic are going to go for a non-Uber push through this. There is a banner, so this is actually going to be something that's going to make it a little bit easier for them to hold. And oh no, Uber's is just holding it.
He's holding it, yeah.
Yeah, he's just keeping his trumpet in his hand.
So if they try, it's basically now as soon as like Antic push, he's going to pop that, and the push is going to be infinitely more difficult.
If I was Antic, actually no, it's not really going to make a difference, but because it's not equal Ubers. But I mean, if they do push and they hold it for so long, never mind. They're pushing now. They're going to go through house. Oh, Smear takes out Crayon. That is a crucial pick because they're going to be needing that for last. The battalion's backup does get popped from Ubers. Everybody from Lowpander, they seem to be pretty well poised for an attack, but some gamers were weak on the flank. Hildreth does take out Tom after being chased down, but Tom gets 2 frags in that as well, so that is 3 gamers down for Lowpander. Crayon has just spawned. There's a 50% advantage.
Mookie on last with a sentry already.
Yeah, Mookie's playing engineer. He's not going to go for the spy play. Fun's sitting on the balcony as well. This is going to get sweaty. I can sense it. It could still go 4-2, but just not for the team that you expected. Your prediction was bad as well.
Yeah.
Mine was worse. I won't be doing any more predictions.
You know, we can still hope.
So there's going to be an uber push against the Pyro. The Pyro at the moment is doing a lot of work. The Pyro hasn't taken any damage. He does finally get taken out by AMS, but that is an uber push completely destroyed by one character. I can't wait for the Pyro update now. Anytime soon. AMS just go through main. It takes up the ground on the top right. There is no sentry at the moment, so they do have a little bit. They have a window. They have a small opportunity. Crane is sitting on 80%. At the moment, they do getting some frags in. Is there going to be any contestant? Crane just needs one saw. Or just keep the Uber alive. He's going to go for it. He gets the saw. It's going to be him against Smear. It's going to be a 1v1. He does pop the Uber. This is awkward.
Smear could jump.
4 seconds and for spawns.
He could maybe
this is going to be 4 seconds. And Smear, he does keep holding his ground. That was so fortunate on the spawns there, but he sort of just stays in. He goes balls deep.
Yeah.
And that is 3-all at the moment. So this could still go either way. And it could also still be a draw.
Yeah, Crayon was desperate there for just anyone to appear and help him there.
Please.
I'm not sure it's Potato. Oh no, it's the freeze time I was about to say. Is he checking?
Do you think that shouldn't be allowed, spy checking for off classes and crits?
Nah, it's fine. Oh,
I think they should give
look,
it
as soon as Potato went back on the scout, that's when Mookie goes to heavy. Mookie's like, he's just 2 steps ahead.
Is that like 4D chest in the Shadow Realm kind of thing?
Yeah.
No dimensions we don't even know.
Smear,
he's taking up a more aggressive position. Tom does get taken out straight away. I think he got baited onto balcony then, so that was really, really smart. There is a heavy coming out for Mookie at the moment, so they got the poop, got to shoot the poop. Shoot him down, he does, oh my god, he's getting arrowed, but unfortunately Crane has just missed one, so this heavy's going to get taken out. Now ANTIC, they have 5 gamers left alive. There's just 3 remaining on the side of Lowpander, so they could just blast their way to last. They're going to be going through lobby. Crayon is going to be completely left alone through main. Is anybody going to chase him? Scrab going to be on his tail. He's 120 HP. Scrab does go for the big brain play, just back his way out of there. He values his life. At the moment, ANTIC are in the driving seat at the moment as my voice feels like I've just swallowed loads of sawdust and sandpaper. I think at the end of this I'm going to sound like a tractor.
Well, let's hope not, but let's see if mr.epic himself is able to get any picks. He's got the Macra, so hopefully, I don't want to say hopefully we'll see a collateral kill,
Double
but
collateral
that would be something good to see.
Can you get triple collateral?
I've been killed in one before in a game of Highlander.
That's going to happen now.
My medic dropped, my heavy died, and I was a pyro following them up. And I still remember it to this day, probably 3 years later.
I've triggered your PTSD now, haven't I?
Yeah,
you're just going to completely wipe out.
Just remembered that I used to main pyro 5 years ago. What have you done?
Pyro's a good class.
Yeah, mr.epic checking for off classes there, then straight back onto sniper.
This is getting really tense. My hands have hit the point where it's sweaty, so whoever's on next, I'd recommend that you change both the keyboard and mouse and the chair.
AMS is pretty much in top left for 3.
Alright, this is,
yeah, they've got
again,
it's
the proactive play. AMS is going to go in from top right, create distraction. Tom is going to go in from bottom right as well to try and get onto Crayon to go for a force. I really do like this from ANTIC. They are being so proactive on going for like these plays on last,
just
to try and go for
basically.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine though. I mean, if you, at the end of the day, if you get the force, it's amazing.
A lot of damage onto mr.epic.
They're going to get all the spawns anyway to sort of recontest this. They are actually going to go for it as well, so this could actually go the wrong way. Potato is going to be running down to Spart. mr.epic is kind of weak. The Uber has been popped. Seroto doesn't have to use his Uber just yet. They're going to go through house, so this might end up going into a trap, or they're going to go for resup. Mookie and Funds is there. Funds gets taken out. Mookie has to go for a back spawn. Ubers, he's sitting on Stone Bridge by himself. He's going to be caught in no man's land. He's going to be sitting on Spire and 5 at the moment. No air shots traded. Ubers decides to delve from that and go back into Amamod. Hildreth, he's going to go through drop down. He's going to get himself out of there. Mookie's going to be in forward spawn, just gain some intel. Potato does get taken out, so there is an opportunity for off classes now. You've got 3 minutes.
No off classes. There we go. Now we'll get mr.epic.
There's 3 minutes. The good thing for ANTIC at the moment, they could just wind the clock down as much as possible and go for like a last gasp attempt. 10 minute remaining.
Is there a golden cap?
There's no golden cap for this. Not in round robin. So you just get 1 point basically.
Yeah, just 1 for the draw.
So I expect that's going to happen from ANTIC.
Yeah.
That they will just sort of go take top lobby, maybe wait until there's a point where Lowpander can't sort of, drive all the way back to the opposing last. But I want to see what AMS does, because AMS has been so, I've said it time and time again, I think it's because proactive is kind of like a long word, and it's probably the longest word I know. So I like to use it quite a bit.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I learned it in a dictionary before coming here. I thought I need a new word.
What I want to know is it legal to have 2 spies with this config? Can you do... Oh, Ubers has his battalion's back up. He'll just be holding that. Oh no, he's popped it. He was trying to do some sort of dry push through main.
That's smart, but there is some point play coming in for Potato. So that is a quarter of the time used there. They haven't popped the Uber for Crayons, so that isn't necessarily a successful suicide. However, we see there's 2 minutes remaining, and Lowpander aren't pushing out because they know they're probably not going to be able to push out unless they get a full team wipe. Pushing out when you just lost, sorry, you got a 2-player advantage.
Spy. He's actually making a spy play. I'm curious as to why he's running the invisibility watch instead of just doing cloak and dagger like everyone else. He's going for an aggro default.
He gets wrong. He's going in for main. He's going to be able to go up the stairs. Scrad's going to be able to...
Oh
my god!
Oh lord. To be fair, there was not much AMS could have done.
Yeah, that was just unfortunate, I think. Scrab kind of like just looked at him though.
Yeah,
like, right?
He might have shot, but even he couldn't one-shot him. There was nothing that could be done.
Could have body blocked, Had the Titanic music going across it whilst he did it. Take the backstab.
We've got 1 minute and 12 left. Maybe Potato switch off the sniper.
AMS has gone spy.
Oh yep.
Oh my goodness, we've got the AMS spy. This is legendary.
He's got the cloak and dagger.
This is...
AMS is gonna...
There's going to be 2 things that are going to happen. Is you're going to get backstabbed, he's going to get shot.
Mr. Epic spy checking already.
Oh, Ubers.
Mr. Epic was shooting. I'm assuming that's from. Yeah, they're looking behind the point for him.
This is squeaky bum time. AMS is going to go for it. He's going to sit on the point. He's 65 HP. He has been bound, but there is still 40 seconds left, so there is a time.
He can spawn and get back on Soldier
when they can. Just literally plow down straight onto the point and maybe win this game. There's 30 seconds. Smear has got the quickie bombs. They're going to go in for an Uber top left. They do get the Uber off, and it's a multi-Uber as well, so they got a little bit of a sort of like an equalisation on that. I don't know if they're going to go for a repush. Hildriff is alone top right. Is anybody going to go for him? Someone is. He gets taken out by Scrab, so this is going to be absolutely amazing. Potato could very well start playing the point. He does unfortunately get taken out by Mookie, but I believe there is a buff banner.
They're on the point.
The battalion's back up their own, starting to go on the point. Tom's going to be on it as well. Mr. Epic is incredibly weak. They're actually going to be able to do it. And they do it. Oh my goodness.
That cap in the last 5 seconds of the game.
They come up with the big plays. I predicted this. I called this, everyone. It's all me. I said they'll do it at the end, and I was right. Please put me on the analyst couch. I'm joking, but that was really, really good from ANTIC. That was the result that they needed. They are sitting, like I'm pretty sure, both the games are at a tie now.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. Even with the battalion's backup, Ubers popped that in the last second.
Oh man, that was so close. That really, really was.
I mean, like the amount of damage they done to get through the battalion's back up Natasha heavy, because that even takes reduced damage, and they still somehow managed to get through everything. That was incredible.
I've got a sweat on. We must pass it over to the people with the bigger brains than us. And no, it's not humorous. They're just very, very smart. So over to you. Get a whale.
I mean, we don't want you here as an analyst. That's why we put you just on the edge of the camera shot, so you're just like trying to go you out. Welcome back. That's not true. That was great casting and a great match.
Yeah.
You guys were watching from here. I was watching from over there. That was some great TF2 all the way throughout, and a thriller finish. I mean,
a lot to take in.
Yeah, we were hooting and hollering a little bit in the viewer area. What were you guys thinking from here? Do you want to start us off, News? I mean, what's your quickie version?
So the first map, Viaduct, obviously. The first 2 rounds going to Lowpander quite early, and they had really dominant holds on the point. It didn't look like ANTIC could do much to break their holds. No one was ever really dying for Lowpander, but then ANTIC started to correct some of their mistakes with aggression, and they started to break the holds, and they got another round on the board, but they started to fall back into the same mistakes that they were making early on in Viaduct, and they ended up losing that. It was a 3-1. I think we can bring the logs up to have a look, but
yep, absolutely.
Viaduct, let's have a look at the logs from Viaduct. Ombrek.
Yeah, the thing that's really interesting about ANTIC and the way AMS wants his team to play it is really like, we know AMS, we know he's really aggressive, he's a really aggressive player, and he gets easily bored, so he doesn't want stalemates to last forever. So he has a really aggressive game plan for his team. Sometimes it doesn't pay off, like on product. And what I like about his team is they learn from their mistake really quickly, because they got around on product, and then when we're going to talk about Badlands, they were like 3-2 down, but they found what went wrong, and they managed to like fix it really quickly. And it's really unusual for teams to be able to fix their mistake within like the course of a single map.
Absolutely.
Usually you have to wait for between maps, team talk, something like that. But there they were able. So I don't know if it's only AMS, or I know Smear has quite an important part in the main coding and stuff. But when we consider all the land that is to come and brackets and all, it's really important to see that they're able to react to what happens to them during the single game. It's really impressive on this point.
Well, I think another thing we saw on Viaduct, in the first 2 rounds, AMS was on Soldier, as far as I'm aware, and they had Potato on Scout. And the whole time Lowpander were running mr.epic on Sniper and Ubers and Funds both on Scout.
Right.
And I think AMS, as Umberg was saying, who likes to be quite aggressive, obviously on Soldier, it's not as easy on Viaduct to be aggressive because it's such a scout-dominant map.
Right.
But when they switched it up, even though Potato wasn't hitting that many shots, I think we can see in the logs that he had half the amount of headshots that mr.epic had on the Viaduct game.
Yeah.
AMS could do so much on Scout, and AMS and Scrab is a scary Scout combination. And it was off the back of that they were able to follow up and be aggressive. But then they got back into the mistakes of, even though they were being aggressive with their Scouts, they didn't really have the support from Tom. And I think in the later round, or the last round, the reason that Lowpander edged that out and made it a 3-1 rather than a 2-2, it came down to the difference between Mookie and Tom, to me. I think Tom struggled to do much. It looks like it's reflected in the logs like that. He was 10 for 22. But Mookie, I remember it stood out the 4K on Spy. I think he got the backstab on the medic and then 3 pistol kills or something like that. Yeah. It was ridiculous. And you can see top damage, almost top frag.
Yeah.
It's just a really dominant performance from Mookie, showing off, flexing his muscles to show what a flex player can do.
Definitely. Hey, Highlander players, watch this guy, because you can, just because you're a Highlander player doesn't mean you can't come and eventually dominate in 6v6. We have the Badlands logs up here now. I think there's a lot more to talk about in the Badlands. It was a roller coaster ride, an adventure. I was going to say, we were talking all about how dominant AMS is, and we know that he can be so dominant at LAN, which is almost why it was so confusing or maybe disappointing to see how his team had been struggling, but ANTIC really sort of picked it up, I think, and they're sort of ramping it up as we go throughout the day. And, I mean, does anything stand out to you in terms of logs here for Badlands before we talk a bit more about some of the other stuff that went down?
I mean, I don't know if I'll have the same opinion, but to me, the MVP of that Badlands game in particular, if not this best of 2, was Smeary.
Yeah.
And you can look at the logs.
He was on.
9 deaths.
He was robotic.
Consistently, he was making the big plays that they needed him to make.
Oh, yeah.
When they were going in with small advantages and they needed to get Crayon, he was the one that got the frags.
Yeah.
He made so, even that last, they were pushing last and it came down to a 1v1 between him and Crayon, and he played it so intelligently and managed to get it with...
There wasn't a drop of sweat.
Yeah. Just so many big plays from Smeary, and like, the logs tell the exact same story. He was just insane this game. I
mean, Lowpander almost stole a couple rounds, didn't they, on Badlands? I mean, we see so much on the Badlands map. The last point, it's been adjusted a little bit, but it still caps so fast. And it was at least 2 rounds where Lowpander came in and ANTIC was there to defend, but the scouts just kind of ran in. And that's been like a thing that we've always seen throughout the years on Badlands, was these sneaky little or like upset kind of caps. I mean, I think it could have very easily gone a lot more the way of ANTIC if it wasn't for those 2 little kind of sneaky caps. Did you get that feeling or no?
Well, the way I see it, both teams, they didn't have the same approach to how to push the last. They both used quickie bombs, both their moments, and that they didn't use it in the same way. I think like ANTIC used it a lot to try to force the Uber out of Crayon. Like they had 4-man sacks and just Smeary and Seroton went out.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to Lowpander, you talk about like these stolen points. Lowpander was all about capping the last point. So they had like 3-man sacks just going for the point. They
Yeah.
had 2 scouts and 1 soldier going one by one, not all at the same time, just going one by one. And the first 2 rounds were really, really quick because they didn't care about forcing the Uber or getting the sentry down or nothing about that. All they care about was the point. And that's what surprised ANTIC because they weren't ready for that. I mean, they had the gun and they had a sentry level 3 gun.
Yep.
They had the Uber, and in this situation, you just expect the other team to sack for you to take the sentry down and to get the Uber.
To get the picks.
Yeah,
that's what every team pretty much does. You
But
want to
there,
get the kills first.
It didn't happen. They just went for the point. And
and it works.
Yeah, somehow it works.
It's maybe unique to Badlands though because the cap is so quick. You know, you maybe couldn't pull that off on every.
Yeah, it's a
5
feature of
CD
the map. Yeah, and Badlands was so interesting because we saw how Badlands could be really fast-paced.
Yeah,
like the first 10 minutes were like very action all the time. Like mids were super quick and all, and then for 15-20 minutes it was really, really slow, and we saw another like the other face of Badlands that we don't really like. That is really, really stalemate.
Yeah.
So like this map showed us everything we could expect from the map.
But I mean, a thrilling finish. I mean, I don't know if I was expecting. I mean, especially toward the end there, and I don't know. I mean, it's an encouraging thing to see, and it kind of makes you excited for the rest of the tournament, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, with 5 seconds left, they managed to cap that off.
It's pretty good for Friday of ice series. Group stages.
Yeah. It's already getting pretty insane to watch. Like, what was it? Lowpander had the battalion's backup and a Natasha heavy. I don't know, so much stopping power. ANTIC still somehow, out of pure aggression, managed to get enough damage to win that.
What do you think of the battalion's backup choice? A couple of us were discussing it a little bit and how it can be good and situational. We don't have to dig too much into it, but we sort of picture it, you know, maybe more on last pushes. But we've seen it used like at mids and in some different situations already.
Lowpander, they're the team more than any other that like to use banners.
Yeah.
I think they're the only team that will consistently or regularly use both soldiers running banners.
Yeah.
Because Mookie and Ubers both like to do it. Ubers does it more as far as I'm aware. But they do mix it up with what they've used. I think the battalions is the main one, and I feel like it's because it's almost a second Uber charge.
Yeah.
It's like a contingency plan for the team, and we saw them using it a lot to defend against Uber disadvantages because it gives them another line of defense to help them stay alive or get out or evade the aggression from the Uber that's coming in. It did work on a few occasions, but I don't know if it's the best decision to continue using that one. I feel like they should maybe mix it up a bit because, I mean, we've seen that. I think the first iteration of banners being used was the conch.
Right.
I think Mix Up used that to great effect really early on, and that's really good for the speed and is it healing when you do damage?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's really good for aggression. I'd be surprised because Lowpander are quite an aggressive team. They like to push advantages that a lot of other teams don't. So I think they could use the conch to really good effect. I don't know how much they've been using it recently.
Yeah. Umbrak, is this like EU gimmicks, or do you think like is this the new thing? Should everyone back in NA, like, are they going to start using battalions back?
More than EU gimmicks, I think it's really Lowpander gimmicks.
Sure.
Some people may like even call it the Lowpander strategy. So it's really specific to them.
But when it works, it works.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, why not? Yeah. I don't really know how to feel about it because I feel sometimes it gets really clunky. We saw Ubers when Lowpander was holding on the second point on the Spire. And then when you're Ubers, how do you build efficiently your banner? Do you have to go through house to spam from the house, or do you have to go through choke? And these are the points maybe when you're the other team, you can maybe try to push on these edges. But I think it really depends on how you want to build your team mechanic. If you want to, because now there's the two type of gameplay. Either you play around your demo man or around your pocket. And if you play around your demo man, you don't need a banner because your pocket needs heals.
Right.
So it doesn't work.
Another usage of the banners that I've not seen used very much. It's a really good combination with quickie bombs to use the buff banner. Because not only does the buff banner, I think it's the quickest to build. I think it's 480 damage as opposed to 600 of the other banners. But with the speed of quickie bombs and the mini crits negating fall off damage, you can hit 120 damage quickie bombs across the map. It's so practical for like transitional play and off Uber play, and I don't see people doing that. It is a bit more nuanced, I guess, because you have to run 2 off classes on 2 of your most important combo.
So it's definitely not something you would do full time by any means.
Yeah, but I feel like that would work really well with a lot of teams. And I'd say the battalions. I mean, despite the fact that that's the main one that Lowpander use, I'd like to see teams using unlocks and off classes that play to their strengths. To be honest, I'd like to see ANTIC use the conch because they're an aggressive team.
Yeah.
And if they've got the speed boost and the health backing them up as they do ridiculous amounts of damage, as we know they can do.
Well, maybe they're watching the stream and maybe they'll, clue into it.
Buff
We're getting some other results actually from some other matches here. Let me see. What was it? Ascent and Nunya 1-1. And 2-0 to Swift versus Weeb Tunnel. No big surprise.
I think we'd expect Swift to take it. I'm quite surprised that
Ascent is kind of a surprise. So I guess they are, because on paper Ascent should be favorite. So I assume they have some internal struggle that they could take care of. For them, I think it's better for them to have these problems now rather than in brackets. So they can fix it like right away. And their next game is versus Swift. So it's like the perfect time to find out what's wrong and the solution about it. But
yeah, that's a good point.
It's kind of a surprise though, but like I don't think that just. I think now they're tied with Nunya, Ascent, so they're still one spot to the winner bracket. And during the last One Night Cup, they almost took a map from Swift, Ascent.
Yeah.
So why not do it again?
Yeah. Anything can happen. Crazy things happen. Did you have any other thoughts on that series in the notebook, or?
I think we've touched on pretty much.
We talked a lot about how Swift is looking really strong, how 7 is looking amazing strong, how Lowpander could be like the wild card that no one really expected.
Yeah.
But when we look at ANTIC, they took a map from 7. They took a map from a Lowpander. So I think no one really expected them to be like top 3 contenders. But after these 2 games, I would say why not? Like, with AMS being such a double-edged sword, sometimes being able to pull off crazy air shots and crazy damage, and sometimes just being a bit shy when he plays. We could see like great things from ANTIC in the games to come, and I'm really gonna look forward to see these games.
I think they're one of those kind of teams that has a lot of players that could just show up.
Yeah.
And the one player at every LAN I've seen him at, Smire, he never fails.
Yeah, again, he looked like he was being controlled by a bot. Some of the things I was seeing him do, like nailing precision stickies while jumping and stuff like.
And he played with a broken. He wasn't playing on his keyboard because he broke his one before.
Broken keyboard.
Yeah, so I assume he was playing with someone else's keyboard, but that just goes to show how.
He wasn't playing with a broken keyboard.
Yeah, no.
Because that would be amazing.
But he's not playing with his own peripherals, and still. He pulls up the damage, so it's really impressive.
That's the new cool thing now, I think, at iSeries. Play with not your gear.
Yeah,
we saw it last year from Banny, who had his mulched in a
from the plane.
Yeah, but tell you what, I think that maybe we're gonna take a break. There's still so much TF2 ahead of us. How about you, Twitch chat? Who's your top 3? Twitch. We haven't been seeing the Twitch chat. Actually, maybe we'll be able to pull it up here for going forward. But who do you guys think are the top 3? Who's the top 2? And finally, who's the top 1?
Yeah.
Who's the top 4? These are the questions that you have to ask yourself.
We don't care about top 8. So
right.
Don't
That's
bother.
an easy one. But yeah, I mean, if you guys have favorites and whatnot, we're pulling it up right now. My man News is pulling it up. Give us some emotes or something, Give us something cool to look at. But we've got a little bit of a break in between now and the next match, so we're going to take that break, but you don't want to go anywhere. We have a lot more TF2 to go, believe it or not. It's starting to get late here at the NEC, but we don't care about that. We've got awesome TF2, and it's heating up, too. And this isn't just broadcast talk. It really is. We were screaming and stuff in the spectator area. There was some really cool moments. So you're not going to want to miss out on that. Stay where you are, and we'll be right back here for I-61.
It's not